10 Ways to Stop Hair Loss. In its tracks, one of these medications, finasteride, isn't approved by the government agency for treating hair loss in girls. As a result of finasteride works by targeting a selected byproduct of androgen, a male sexual hormone, it's usually not used as a treatment for feminine hair loss. Minoxidil, on the opposite hand, is often extremely effective at preventing feminine hair loss. It conjointly has one amongst the most effective safety track records of any hair loss medication, creating it one thing you'll use to forestall your hair from dilution and breach with no issues. It's even approved by the government agency as a hair loss treatment for ladies. Oversubscribed as a topical liquid resolution, a foam, and a sprig, vasodilator, also called the whole Rogaine, is that the hottest topical hair loss medication on the market. In this guide, we'll justify however vasodilator works to forestall your hair from the breach, still as however, you'll use it to forestall hair loss. We'll conjointly look specifically at however feminine hair loss will occur and also the key steps you'll desire to minimize its long-run impact. Massage essential oils into your scalp to improve your circulation. Massage promotes smart circulation within the scalp and will increase blood flow to your follicles. Gently massage your scalp daily by hand for a few minutes. To boost the massage, use a number of drops of lavender, rosemary, thyme, peppermint, or wood oil in associate almond, coconut, jojoba, grape seed, or vegetable oil base on your scalp. While several claims to own success with this treatment, there presently isn't any clear scientific proof of its effectiveness. Change your diet. An iron deficiency could also be the reason for the dilution hairline for a few folks that follow a plant-based diet, says Dr. Henry M. Robert Anole, MD, a cosmetic specialist in NY Town. That is as a result of the sort of iron found in the animal products, like shrimp and eggs, is best absorbed within the body. Folks that eat iron from plants, like lentils and spinach, may have to eat additional of the nutrient overall. The National Institute of Health recommends that adult males travel 8 mg of iron per day. Generally, your hair can grow back once iron levels area unit restored. However, it's going to take some months. Lasers, besides Rogaine and finasteride, optical devices square measure the sole different hair loss treatment approved by the authority in recent years. The devices use low levels of sunshine and square measure, sold as wands or helmets for $200 to just about $900. Grow, one among the helmets, can set you back $449 and wishes to be worn for regarding 25 minutes each different day. In a massive study, printed in 2014 within the Yanked Journal of Clinical Medicine, men United Nations agencies zapped their scalps 3 times per week saw a rise in hair density when 26 weeks. That said, most of the analysis on optical devices has been got by the products makers, thus they're not specifically unbiased. In fact, Associate Freelance Review printed within the Journal of Medical Specialty Treatment in 2014 determined these merchandise square measure semi-experimental and aren't tested to figure. Limit your smoking and drinking. It's general knowledge that smoking and excessive drinking will do terrible things to our bodies. However, you'll not have realized that these habits will have an effect on your hair additionally. There's a growing list of studies that show that smoking and drinking is a supplemental explanation for hair loss. Smoking is a problem as a result of it impacts the blood flow to your hair follicles, whereas drinking alcohol in excess will cause dehydration and biological process deficiencies. Avoid the man bun and other tight hairstyles. Be careful if you're an addict of tight hairstyles like man buns. Per artist Macielo Helt, an expert at Exactitude, a clinic out of Ohio, these hairstyles may result during a condition called traction baldness that may be a hair loss condition that happens once your hair is beneath extreme tension, making a continuing actuation that inevitably damages the hair follicles. It should not appear necessary once you're younger. However, your selection of haircut may confirm whether or not your hair sticks around later in life. Manage stress. Some men may even stress so much about losing their hair that the stress they create leads to additional hair loss. High levels of stress can result in numerous medical hair loss conditions, including toughening effluvium, a condition that essentially pushes your hair out of your head, trichotillomania, a man's urge to pull his hair out of his scalp, and alopecia areata, where your immune system attacks the hair follicles. It is best to manage this stress by reevaluating the parts of your life that are causing this tension while implementing stress easing techniques such as practicing deep breathing or engaging in daily exercise. Teligent effluvium. Teligent emission may be a development that happens when a physiological condition, surgical process, forceful weight loss, or extreme stress, within which you shed massive amounts of hair daily, sometimes once shampooing, styling, or brushing. It also can be a facet result of sure medications, like antidepressants, beta blockers, and anti-inflammatory medication. Throughout toughen emission, hair shifts quicker than traditional from its growing section into the resting section before moving quickly into the shedding, or telegenic, phase. The symptoms: ladies with toughening emission usually notice hair loss v weeks to 3 months when a nerve-wracking event. At its peak, you will lose handfuls of hair. The tests: there aren't any tests for toughening emission, however, your doctor might raise you regarding recent life events and appearance for tiny club-shaped bulbs on the fallen hair's roots. The bulbs mean the hair has seen an entire cycle of growth, suggesting that the cycle might have sped up because of stress. What you'll be able to do, in some cases, like physiological condition or surgical process, you will get to stay sometime till the hair loss slows. If medication is that the perpetrator, confer with your doctor regarding lowering your dose or shift medication. If it's stress-related, do your best to scale back anxiety. Hereditary hair loss that's genetic is thought as androgynous baldness and, consistent with the Yank Academy of Medicine, is that the commonest reason for hair loss. The sequence may be familial from either your mother's or father's facet of the family, though, you are additional seemingly to own it if each of your folks had hair loss. The symptoms: ladies with this attribute tend to develop dilution at the hairline behind the bangs, says Pamela Yakubovich, MD, a skin doctor at Montefiore Eye in Big Apple Town. The condition develops slowly and should begin as early as your 20s. You will be vulnerable if your mother additionally has this pattern of dilution. In some cases, hair loss is also diffuse, which means it unfolds across the whole scalp. The tests: your skin doctor can examine the pattern of hair loss to see if it's hereditary and should order blood work to rule out alternative causes, Dr. Yakubovich says. A diagnostic assay of your scalp is usually done to ascertain if the hair follicles are replaced with miniaturized follicles, a surefire sign of hereditary hair loss. What you'll be able to do: slow the hair loss by applying vasodilator, Rogaine, to the scalp doubly every day. The drug works on each ladies and men, though ladies ought to use a lower strength formula to stop spare facet effects. Ladies shouldn't use vasodilators if they're pregnant or nursing. Men is also treated with finasteride prophyses, an oral medication. Use essential oils, as mentioned antecedently. Exploitation: essential oils may be a good way to urge follicles alive and kicking. Whether or not you decide to figure them into your message, vary, permitting them to penetrate the scalp, or just applying them before hopping into bed. Adding these surprise merchandise to your grooming regime may be a surefire method of stimulating follicles. Before operating oils into your hair, it's value warming them up a bit, as not solely can it feel all the softer, however, it's going to be easier for the hair to soak up the heated oil than it might at a cooler temperature. A number of your best choices include copra oil, jojoba oil, avocado, or cathartic that have all been tried to assist hair growth. Consider natural remedies. On high of the oil choices at your disposal, there's square measure variety of alternative natural concoctions that'll offer otherwise dormant hair follicles the simplest likelihood of returning to life. Whereas a number of the choices for exciting hair follicles square measure a touch questionable or quite merely gross, they'll usually keep company with an excessiveness of individuals. World Health Organization will do nothing, however, sing their praises. Do not knock it until you've tried it, right? We've enclosed many of the additional in-style choices below, its price noting. However, though a number of these claim to possess proved science behind them, you'll ne'er make certain while not chatting with knowledgeable.
I hope you enjoyed watching the video about health issue. Subscribe to our channel and learn more about new things. Thanks for watching video, comments, likes, and share. Kindly subscribe channel. Thank you so much. If you have any problem related to health, then you will contact health issue page.